Hello, Mustang fans, and welcome to another episode of the Mustang Owners Podcast. I'm your host, John Clore, along with my co-host, Mike Ray. And whether you've known me from Auto Week Magazine, Ford Special Vehicle Team, Ford Racing, Ford Performance, or you've known Mike from his time with Team Mustang, or with Roush, or Celine, or Mustang Owners Club of Southeastern Michigan, you know our story, and we want to know your story. And that's why we're bringing you all the fun stuff that we get to do in the Mustang hobby. And today, Mike, you know, some of the biggest, hottest things going on have something to do with the Foxbody. And, you know, you and I did a on-the-site podcast direct from a FoxToberfest down in North Carolina. And now we're going to bring everyone into the Motor City to have them take a look at the Motor City FoxFest.
Yep. Third year for this show.
Third year, you know, the following in our footsteps of doing something big. You can't get any bigger or better than the Ford World Headquarters lot. And I think it, you know, with the, I don't know, the explosion, if you will, of interest in the Foxbody, the auction numbers, the parts companies. I think the timing is right for a standalone show, even though we would love to have had them as part of memories. Here they are, lined up at Ford World Headquarters on a very hot day. But let me tell you, having those overhangs at the back lot does help every once in a while when you have a car show at World Headquarters.
Yeah, people, and they do it. They call it, I think, premium registration to be underneath the panel. So, and they always sell it out every single year.
Yeah, so as you can tell now, Mike, they don't just, I mean, people consider Foxbody just, you know, the 93 and all the way up
79 to 93, yeah.
79 to 93, and that's it. But they've opened it up because they wanted SN95s included, because SN95, as we heard in our podcast with Ken Dabrowski, that is a derivative of the Fox. It's the Fox 4, the fourth derivative of even though over 60% of the parts in that Fox chassis for SN95 are new, the Fox Fest people said, well, it's kind of Fox platform, so it's open to all the Foxbodies, including the 78 Fairmonts and the Thunderbirds and the LTD2s and all those cars, all the way through the SN95. So that gave them a pretty big footprint, and everybody and their brother with those kinds of cars, they were there.
Yeah.
You know, Mike, I don't know about you, but I loved some of the earlier Foxbodies like the Fairmont and the Zephyr.
That's a little built one there, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that if you look at this car immediately, the first thing you say to yourself is, geez, not enough motor.
Exactly.
No, but I had a Fairmont Futura. Unfortunately, it had the straight six in it. But these cars are great. People didn't know they were Foxbodies, but yes, they were. And, you know, I love those cars, and I was glad to see them at the FoxFest.
That's a nice, well-done one.
Of course, the Turbo Coupes. Gosh, this thing is beautiful, and Jack Telnack would be proud to know that people are still collecting these. All the Aero cars, you know, he ushered in those Aero noses on these cars, and to see one as prized as this owner is just wonderful to see.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Now, every once in a while, Mike, you know, people, when they think of the Fox, they don't realize that there's so many iterations, you know, the four-eyed cars, there were T-tops. And I think a show like this really brought out that mixture. And the funny thing was, there are some people that actually try to keep some of them stock, even though more and more you don't see too many that haven't been modified.
Yeah, I love the T-top cars. They've always, you know, they've always spoke to me, if you will. I know they always leak too, but they do look really cool when the T-tops are off.
Now, again, if I had my druthers and I wanted to come to Motor City FoxFest next year, I would buy myself a Fairmont station wagon.
There you go. Let's get going on that. And put an engine like on the black one.
Yeah. Well, we've known guys in the Ford Info Center that put a 460 in a Fairmont wagon.
Yeah, there you go.
They're just, but those are talk about the ultimate sleeper cars, the ultimate sleeper Foxbody. They were there at Motor City FoxFest. So, Mike, when you talk about the exclamation point for the Foxbody years, what would that be?
The 93 Cobra R.
I mean, if you go out as a Foxbody, the last year of the Foxbody Mustang, that was it. That was, boy, Coletti and his crew put together a car that skyrocketed in collectability. To see an R model, low mileage, perfect car, those things have just gone up and up and up on the auction house.
Yeah, you're not touching one of those in pristine condition under six figures anymore.
No, the days of the cheap one are gone. The
Yeah,
other thing is that people don't realize that Mercury had a little role there. The Capris were
yeah.
really cool cars. There were some motorsports cars that they were involved in a lot of the races, and to see them that they were purchased, from the race teams or from those organizers and kept and collected, that's really cool.
And three of those guys we know all very well. Glenn Robitaille, Jason Ringette, and Chuck Griffiths. They all got beautiful examples of the Capris.
Of course, my favorite Capri is, I don't know if you remember this black and gold, the black uh, gold stripe kind of. It was kind of like the copy of the Hertz cars. Mike, remember the black and gold
Yeah,
Cobras?
yeah,
But to have this came out, when this came out, I was enamored with it. I couldn't believe how cool it was. And also, I can't believe how you can't find these anymore.
yeah. That is definitely a rare one right there.
Oh, talk about paint combinations.
Yeah,
I'm now seeing super high-end paint jobs on all kinds of Fox bodies. This, like a Merlot metallic with gold wheels. You can see why it caught our photographer Bill Cook's eye. He just was blown away by this color combo.
yeah.
Oh, no, not more race cars, Mike.
Always
What
right.
is with, what's with the Foxbody guys? And when they see that Ford Motorsport logo, they
Yeah,
just love that whole era. This is really cool and now that I saw a lot of them at the FoxFest, they walk around with the Ford Motorsports t-shirts.
yeah. That is like the hottest logo around lately since Foxes have really came to the limelight.
Really cool. Wow. You talk about color.
Calypso,
This was
right?
not, this, yeah, you can't really, you can't, you need sunglasses to see a bright green, tealish. This is like the most bright, the most metallic green. It just pops. Mike, these are, the paint work on these are like, going to a Concours d'Elegance.
Yeah,
That's how beautiful these Foxes are now done.
yeah. SVO.
Somebody I know on the show knows something about what did the guy say? What's that? A SVO? What's a SVO?
Yeah, I had a beautiful jalapeno red 86.
SVO was the predecessor of SVT. The difference was they thought they'd sell 10,000 cars a year, and they couldn't get 10,000, what, 3.5, 4 years, Mike?
Right, right.
It was a car they said that sells themselves, and Ford learned a lesson. The cars don't sell themselves. So when SVT was put together, it came with its own marketing team, of which I can say I was real proud to be part of that. But we learned a lot with SVO. The car was a great car, probably, Mike, way ahead of its time.
Oh yeah.
But we learned a lot from marketing that car, and I think what SVT learned was the right things, and why SVT became the longest running, best-selling, most successful niche group at Ford was the lessons we learned from SVO.
Truly, that's the father of the current EcoBoost, right?
Oh, they'll never come out with a Turbo 4 again.
No. Yeah.
Foxbody's got a reputation of being police cars. And if you ever go down to the Mustang Museum of America with the Powells, go visit that museum. They have every single Mustang SSP Foxbody police and law enforcement car, including the Air Force cars, ever made in that collection down there. And when I see this highway patrol car, a Foxbody, it just makes me slow up even when I'm walking.
Yeah, I love the SSP cars. Great following, and that seems also to be growing in the segment. FX car.
Wait a minute. Didn't we have a big announcement at Carlisle that the Fox was going to influence an S650? And somebody said, did you know, John, that they have this FX Mustang for 2025? And you know what that stands for? He said, the 2026. Yeah, it's the next year's car. And they had that Mustang FX. And he said, that's the Fox without the O.
That's awesome.
I go, no, I don't think that's why they called it FX. But I do know, and even though I know they touted white wheels as being a innovation, I knew I had them on my 77 Cobra. They were they predated the Fox body. But Mike, I'm one of the few that like the white wheels and a white snorkel on the 2026 Mustang FX. I kind of like that.
Yep.
Now here's one of your favorites.
93.
You got to get a 93 teal Mustang. You get your Cobra. My first press car at Auto Week for the SVT press units was a teal 93 Cobra. So that'll always be fond of that. And I think your wife, Tracy, prefers this Mustang Fox over all of them.
Yeah, that's her favorite of all time. I prefer the black, but she likes the teal. Or Coral Reef, I think it's called, is the color.
The boys from Detroit Fox Bodies were there. We saw MPD. They were one of the big sponsors of Motor City FoxFest. And the Detroit Fox Body guys had a good footprint. It's always good to get all of the clubs in the region there, and it did definitely help populate this wonderful show. Now there is your sleeper, Mike. You got a Fairmont, little tiny, almost like a grabber blue, but very, very 80s color. A little too. Of course, the weld wheels give it away. But you wouldn't know. Maybe you wouldn't give it a second look. But I know all these Fairmonts. Most everyone at Motor City FoxFest came with a big old honking 302 in it.
Yeah, that's really cool looking car though. The Iris.
Now didn't we see a bunch of these at Foxtoberfest?
Yep, I think they had 9 of them at Foxtoberfest. I think they had 3 or 4 here at Motor City FoxFest.
Why do they all hang together, Mike?
I don't know, because they're a very rare color. You don't see those on the street too often.
No, very cool that they park together when you rarely see them, and that's the kind of the diversification within the Mustang community. They all kind of gravitate towards their own car, and it's really cool to see them all together. Very cool. Bubblebacks, Mike.
Yeah.
Bubblebacks. When do you see an RS Bubbleback Capri? Never.
One of my buddies in high school had one, so that was we used to take that out on Friday nights. But yeah, you don't see too many in the wild these days.
No, but they were kind of polarizing back then. You either loved them or hated them.
Yeah,
that's a very different look. That glass is really super unique, and the taillight treatment with the grating in it. Those cars were very special. To see one on this looks like brand new.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, wait a minute. Didn't you just talk about, isn't this Robitaille's car?
I believe that's Glenn's car. If not, it could be Chuck's, but I think that's Glenn's car.
Well, the ASC McLarens, those cars were all super collectible. And
love that color combo.
Yeah, and you can tell he's dropped it down on, it's way down on the ground. The orange and that deep blue. Those are foxes that turn your head.
Yeah, that's beautiful for sure.
Here we go. Now look what he's got next to his SN95. These are one of the original drawings. It looks like they could have been done by Bud McGaldy.
Right, that looks beautiful. Look, I love those wheels on that.
Yeah, and he just set it off with wheels, but they have a basic SN95 Mustang with some of the original sketches. Really cool that he put that next to his car. Now a lot of people don't know that after the Cobra 2 went away and the King Cobra with that forward-facing snake, that the Foxbody got a couple of Cobras too. The Fox was able to carry the Cobra name past Mustang 2, and it's very rare to see a Fox Cobra, especially a 5.0, because you could get any engine in these. But that forward-facing snake, now albeit not the whole hood, Mike,
right?
Just the width of the hood scoop, but to see a Foxbody Cobra, a real factory Cobra, really, really neat. I just love these cars. I know our friend Mike Berardi, I think he's got a black one with a green snake. Absolutely.
And the reason he has it is because during the 50th we couldn't find one for our lineup to get all 50 cars, and those are definitely very, very hard to come by.
Cool. Now, of course, you could do a poll on any Foxbody fan, and I will bet you the majority of people will say, "What's your favorite Foxbody?" They will say the Indy Pace car.
I would love to have one of those. That's definitely on my top 10 list.
Well, the '79 Pace car, the 4-head car, the graphics didn't Bob Akins do the graphics on those cars?
And Dale had something to do with it too. On the door, I remember him saying something on the doors too. On 2 different pace cars, he did the old pace car, the original '64, and I thought he lended something to the '79. What did I can't remember exactly what it was, but I thought there was something on that '79 that I thought Gale touched. I don't know.
Not only that, Mike, that was the first iteration of the fading pony, the running ponies. And those things are still being sold today. Love
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I'm trying to remember that. I know he did the original pace car lettering, but I thought he said something on the 79. I can't remember.
Really cool. Now, wait a minute. Didn't Edsel
GT350?
Ford and Carroll Shelby get into a shoving match here over the GT350 on a Foxbody?
Yeah, 84, yeah.
Yeah, of course, you know, folks, that Ford just assumed they could use GT350's name, so they
Yeah.
did this special edition and they put it on their car. And then Mr. Shelby came calling and sued Edsel
Yeah.
and the Ford Motor Company, saying that's not your name. And sure enough, we did our research. They had to come to some sort of an agreement.
Yeah.
It was likely financial, but that left a sour taste in their mouths. And I know that Shelby spent some time with Chrysler
Yeah.
afterwards, but it was great to see him come back and again to see a GT350 back on a Mustang after all those years after SVT.
Yeah.
Now, Mike, a big thing going on right now, I don't know if it's RTR's fault, but is the camo look.
Yeah.
When I saw this, he's got a Terminator. No, look, an all motor in this car. I'm thinking, this car kind of scares me. And it's the window tint is so dark, you'd think he was rolling in the hood in downtown Detroit.
Yep. I agree.
Now, here's some great cars. Talk about your SN95s. The Terminators are the ultimate, and the Mach 1s. Well, those were benchmark cars for the Foxbody chassis, well, at least for the SN95s. And it's great to see them all celebrating together.
Yeah.
Now, Mike, every once in a while, some cars stand out. My brother-in-law always wanted to buy a yellow Mustang. And yellow Mustangs are hard to find. If you're looking for them, people will pay a premium for them. But other people say they don't sell across the board. They're for specific buyers who like yellow. Of course, a yellow Terminator. That's what John Coletti drove to SVT. He'd love this car.
Yeah, those are beautiful cars. You can never go wrong with a Terminator.
Wow. So under this beautiful Ford Performance banner, you'll see a Thunderbird. You know what? And some of these race car Thunderbirds, these guys are putting coyotes in them. They're putting big giant turbos the size of Whirlpool wash machines. I mean, with racing T-Birds, it just didn't fit with me back then. But to see this, I like them.
Yeah, beautiful car.
Okay, somebody took the typical Fox body big old stack hood and stuck it on a Zephyr or a Fairmont. Yeah, look at this thing. That hood is what, 5-6 inches up. I
Yeah,
love the
huge
dark.
cowl. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously he's not playing around underneath the hood, but really cool to see a beautiful dark light reddish burgundy combo paint job. Really cool. Really cool. Now, Mike, during our Rock at Mustang Alley last year, we got to see some of the summer feature cars
Yeah.
that Ford did in '93. The all yellow, the all red, and then the white. Kind of the follow up to the 7 Up series. And we did meet a young lady. If you go back and look at our Mustang Alley Mustang Owners podcast, you'll see. But to see a feature car like this thing looks brand new. Still got the sticker in the window. I mean, the white rims, all white. How cool is that to have someone just keep this thing like he just bought it?
That's my favorite of the three colors by far. I remember those when they came out.
Really, you like the white of all the 3 summer feature cars?
Yeah,
Oh,
I like the all white. Yeah.
Of course, a lot of people didn't know that the SAC 2, these SAC Fox Body Mustangs, super highly collectible and rare, but they also don't know that this car went through Ford's racing catalog and borrowed a bunch of parts, and it became kind of like the template for what Janine Bay did at SVT when she was the first engineer on the very first Mustang Cobra. How can we get a few more ponies out of the 5-liter? And Mike, you got to go all the way back to our Spotify interview with Janine Bay-Teskey, who talked about how she got ideas from this SAC 2, these Mark II cars, to get horsepower for a Cobra, and the car was patterned after the club's own car. I think it's about time we do a Maxim Mustang.
Yeah, there you go. That is definitely one of the rarer cars right there.
Nothing like that. Motorsport, Ford Motorsport, sunshade, and a clean 4i GT. You got chrome 10 holes on it. Life is good when you got that 5.0 rolling in town. Beautiful black and white. Nothing sweeter than that. Now, Mike, did they make Lincoln convertibles like this?
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I
That's
mean,
got
come
to be the
on.
coolest and oddest Fox ever, right?
That thing, I mean, everybody knows the LSC, very cool Fox body. I mean, these cars were really cool, but to see this convertible there, I think, wait a minute. I think somebody, I like people who have imagination, but this car drew a lot of attention, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Okay, here we go. Now, just to show you, Mike, people with Fairmonts and Fox bodies and four doors are still cool. You can have four doors on a Fairmont. If you got a 302 under the hood and a set of nice wheels, we don't care if it's a four door. In fact,
Right.
somebody told me I better get used to it because the rumor is they might make a four-door Mustang someday. So this is maybe what they were thinking back in 1978.
Yeah. That is a cool four door, though. You got to admit it.
Yep, black and gold. Now, I like the fact that when you have an Indy pace car, that you show up with the Indy pace car go-karts that they made back then. I
Yeah. Is that
noticed
cool?
they had a 79 gas-powered go-kart. I don't think these were electric, Mike. I think these were the gas-powered.
Yeah.
And to see them at the show, that's what you got to do. I mean, I really think I love it, and I think the kids would love to see these little go-karts, the replicas of the real thing.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Aren't you going to do that Power Wheels
We are
at
doing
Memory
Power
Years?
Wheels at Mustang Memories this year. Yes.
Love it. Well, one thing I don't really like to hang with is when I pull up next to a Foxbody Mustang and I see this big wastegate hanging out from underneath the front bumper. It's like, what is that, a 4 or 5 inch? This is a car you don't mess with. And that thing, that Mike, that's bigger than my dryer vent.
It's crazy.
Ah, you can tell when someone absolute makes a full-on race car, puts a Boss motor or a Coyote or tubs the rear end, big slicks, takes the hood off and puts it on their roof. So many Fox and SN95s are now race cars. Love to see the hobby turning into full high-performance cars.
Yeah.
There's your car. Oh, is this car
Another
owned by
93
Tracy
Teal.
Ray?
Yeah.
Is that owned
Yeah.
by Tracy Ray yet? No?
She wishes.
93 Teal Cobra. Stop bringing them. It just makes my heart hurt. Now, Mike, this kind of looks like an SSP color, but it's full metallic. It's also, you can tell that the wheels are stuffed up underneath there. It's
Yeah.
kind of like a solid paint car, tinted windows and black wheels. This is the new Fox look, and they're all scary looking.
Yeah. Definitely a race car.
I think Celine was there. He had a big display, a lot of Celine Fox body Mustangs.
Yep.
He brought out some vehicles. And of course, the line for the Steve Celine autograph session goes forever. No matter what, Mike, he always draws a crowd. And his cars, let's face it, they are pretty good looking cars.
Yeah.
All through the years. Ford Performance dropped their trailer there. That's kind of cool. They showed some crate engines off. I know the Special Vehicle Registry was there just to see Ryan out there and slinging the registry, getting those cars registered. Very cool. And of course, they brought the FX, the 2026 Mustang FX, which harkens back to the Fox era. Very neat.
Right.
Well, Mike, Motor City Fox Fest has taken off. Foxtoberfest, there's the Hershey Foxes, or what are the chocolate foxes?
Chocolate Fox.
Foxes here, there's foxes there. The foxes are everywhere. They're in the hen house.
Good one.
I don't think we're going to see a stop to this. Great job for Bill Butler, Glenn Robitaille, the whole group there who did Motor City Fox Fest. That's a growing, cool show. And Mike, these Fox bodies, I think, the question is, kind of remains now. SN95 is being drawn into that. They're going to try to hit their high water mark. So you just wait, Mike. Someday the S197s will have their own show.
We'll be long gone by then.
No, not at all. Well, we hope you all enjoyed this little look side, getting inside the Ford World Headquarters lot and take a look at the Motor City Fox Fest 2025. Hope you enjoyed that little walk through it. It was a lot of fun. And, until you can figure out what we're going to be up to next, you've got to hit that subscribe button to make sure you're notified every time we upload a very new episode. And, of course, Mike, we also want you to get that new Mustang Owners Podcast merch. we see you at a show or an event, when you're wearing our merch, you get a prize. Check it out at svtstore.com. And if you have a question or a comment you'd like to send it to us at clubhub@ford.com. So until next time, we're just going to have to catch you down the road.